Welcome to Navigating Texas Workforce Commission for Musicians, an interactive panel discussion. Fridays at 1 p.m. Brought to you by the Austin Federation of Musicians and with the Unemployment Compensation Advisory Committee. The Unemployment Compensation Advisory Committee are members of the Austin Federation of Musicians, Local 433 of the American Federation of Musicians, aka the Musicians Union. Some of us work as contractor 1099 workers, and others work as employee W-2 workers in various aspects of the music industry.
The goal of this session is to share our experiences, including trials and tribulations related to the Texas Workforce Commission, or TWC, with other musicians in the state of Texas to aid in navigating the TWC application process. We are not experts in unemployment assistance. We are musicians.
The information contained herein does not constitute either legal advice or an official pronouncement or a position of the Austin Federation of Musicians, but rather is only the personal opinions of the panelists. The panelists do not give legal advice or make official rulings on agency matters, should not be cited as authorities in any matter before the agency or when dealing with agency staff about a case, and must minimize their involvement with administrative processes. They also do not give legal advice on any other matter, and any information they should give should not be used as a basis for taking any employment-related action. Before taking any employment action that could adversely affect an employee, or before using any sample form or policy you may obtain from this group, you should consult a licensed private sector employment law attorney of your choice. All right, welcome back. Let's see, I'll get my script out here. It is July 10th, 2020, a year we will remember for a long time. So that was our legal disclaimer. We always start with these links that are in the show description. At the bottom, of course, the Texas Workforce Commission Facebook page. They disseminate a lot of information that way. We have our local 433 musicians unemployment information sharing page that has a lot of links. That's where all our news is this week. The TWC official website is twc.texas.gov, and of course that's the Texas Workforce Commission. That's who governs all the unemployment in Texas. We have our local union's COVID-19 resources page, which is afm433.com/COVID-19. And then, of course, one of the more important websites is Who Represents Me, which is wrm.capitol.texas.gov, and that's how you can find out who represents you in the Texas legislature and also in the national legislature, and I think even state school boards on there. So, of course, joining me today, we've got Mark and Russell. Hello, fellas.
Howdy. How's it going?
It's going good. Yeah. What are we all drinking today here?
I had iced tea.
Iced tea? What about you, Mark?
I'm doing the green tea.
Oh, see, I've defected to Mark's side. I've got green tea today too.
All right.
Usually it's coffee. Excellent. Yeah. Let's see. Let's continue on here. You can email questions to this panel at ucac.afm433.com. And also on the Facebook page, where the event, we have an event page for this discussion, and we also have on the unemployment sharing page on Facebook. You can ask a question as well. So let us know what you're thinking of. Oh, and of course on the actual live feed itself, you can ask a question here on YouTube, where we're broadcasting this. So yeah. Please jump into the conversation and let us know what you're dealing with, because we're trying to help everybody get on this system. So yeah, all right. Well, we got some news this week. Yeah, gosh. So there was sort of a big scare with there was an announcement about the TWC trying to reclaim unemployment payments that they overpaid, that they think they overpaid. Did you guys hear about this at all?
I did hear about that.
Yeah, there was some articles.
But I don't have much information on it. I thought that was peculiar, and I'm not sure where I heard that from. whether it be the news or
Yeah, there's several
some place
articles.
online, but I did hear about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of the idea that they've sort of overpaid um, some of the benefits, and they made this announcement that they were going to try to get them back from people, which caused a big panic, of course, because that money's already spent. Um, you know, and so there has been a retraction of that this week also from the TWC after the panic ensued. That they're something about they're not going to try to collect overpayments when it was the state's fault. So then, how are they going to decide when it's the state's fault when the system is so confusing we can barely fill the forms out? So all I
Well,
can say
what was,
is
what was that based on, Aaron? I mean, did they say what the overpayments were based on?
no, no. Of course, that was part of the problem.
Oh, great.
So I haven't actually heard from anybody that's gotten a notice about that. Um, but have you guys heard from anybody that got any kind of
No,
communication?
I haven't heard from that either.
Nope,
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Well, hopefully we won't. But
Yeah,
yeah. But either way, there is a law in Texas that that prevents them from recollecting that if it was the state's fault. Um, but also, I assume they would have to prove that it wasn't the state's fault in this case. So all I can say is good luck with that, TWC. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go over too well, particularly while this is all happening and there just isn't work for people. Um, so, yeah, do you guys have any other comment on that?
no,
Yeah, yeah, it seems to be
I would
about
be
the.
speaking from ignorance. I don't have all the facts on that.
I know it. Yeah. Um, let's see. The AFL, the Texas AFL-CIO also announced this week a 10-point plan for reforming the unemployment system. But of course, the TWC hasn't really taken into account anything that the AFL-CIO has put forward in a constructive way so far. But that maybe they'll take this into account. I don't know. But it's a good plan. It includes reforming the website and all kinds of stuff. But that's on our sharing page as well. That link to that article. Um, there's also a petition from the AFL-CIO to fix the unemployment system. So that's also on our sharing page. Um, and then, of course, the big thing we got to talk about is, of course, the the end of the pandemic unemployment assistance is coming up at the end of July, right? You guys,
Yeah, that's the end of the. That's what I understand.
It's actually July
That's a,
26th, I think.
yeah, because it's the last full week of
Yeah,
July. Yes,
yeah.
yeah. So it's even sooner than the end of the month, and yeah, we were just talking about this beforehand. It's the HEROES Act, which is supposed to be the sequel to the CARES Act, has already been passed by the House of Representatives in Washington, and it's just sitting on the Senate's desk,
that's yeah.
and they're not doing anything about it. Yeah.
Just curious, did you guys get an actual notice from the TWC saying that CARES money was running out? I did today, but I was wondering if everybody
Oh,
got that.
I think I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I did, and I know two other people got it too.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. So probably
Yeah.
most everybody did then. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, of course, you might not be aware of what it because the title of the email or the subject line says reminder FPUC ends July 25th. Well, what's FPUC?
Yeah, right.
It's Federal
Right.
Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, which is the extra $600. That's going to run out. So yeah, unless Congress acts, which half of Congress has acted, and the other half hasn't. So yeah, it's a scary time. Hopefully, something is going to get done there. Um, of course, even if that $600 goes away, it's still very important for musicians to stay in that system.
Absolutely.
Even if you're only getting a couple $100 a week or less, stay in that system because hopefully some other aid is going to come through there. Um, and like we've been saying, the work is largely not going to come back until everybody's comfortable going outside and rubbing up against each other or whatever, and that's going to take a vaccine. You got to have a vaccine for that, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah. You guys have any thoughts on that? Any words of wisdom or
I
encouragement?
I
Stay
agree with you
sane.
100%.
You
Yeah.
got to stay sane somehow. You got to figure out how to keep your chops up and your sanity up.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course you got a big call this week, right, Mark? You were on the television.
Yeah.
That was taped the previous week, right? But yeah.
That was actually from about 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
That
wow.
was Blues, what they're now calling the Blues on the Screen,
Yep.
which was broadcast on Fox 2 nights ago.
Hmm. Yeah, that was great, man. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
curated by our union sister, Jackie Vincent.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that was a really nice event, and you guys sounded great.
Thank you.
So, yeah, but yeah, you just never know when you get that call to come back, and you're like, oh, am I ready? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we did a live stream last Sunday for Miss Lavelle White's, to celebrate Miss Lavelle White's 91st birthday.
Wow.
And that was live streamed from Wire Recording Studio,
Oh yeah.
which is a large room. And so it was, everybody was 10 feet apart and masks were being worn. And so I actually felt fairly safe there, given the fact that we were there for a couple of hours doing this live stream.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, that's really cool. Was anyone else singing? Was it just her singing, or were?
Our special guest was Marcia Ball.
Wow.
Yeah, and she sang and played piano on 3 songs, and then she stayed up with the band for the remainder of the set with Miss Lavelle. So I think we probably did I guess it was about an hour and 15 minutes live stream.
Right on.
And from what I heard, we had 470 something viewers,
Wow.
which is pretty good.
That's really good.
It was sponsored by Antone's, and it was the link was on the Antone's nightclub Facebook webpage. So I think it was kind of a win-win for everybody, and it's not the same to me to do a live stream as it is to do a show. Far from it, but
Mm-hmm.
nowadays that seems to be about what we got.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta stay in front of people and playing somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. Wow. Well, let's keep moving down the news here. Let's see. I guess we haven't even really talked about. We were took a week off last week because of the holiday. But the big threat last time we got together, and a big threat. I guess it's all threats, but the big news was that they were going to reinstate the work search requirements for unemployment, and of course they retracted that. On the same day that the AFL-CIO and all the unions started a big petition to stop that. And
Right.
Of course, and of course, as you guys know, union members don't have to show the work search anyway, but the unions are still against that being reinstated right now because it's not safe to go out and look for a job, for most people. And the TWC has ways to do that online, but even so, it really caused a panic, and that really wasn't necessary at all. So that was good. I think when did that happen? I think it was supposed to be reinstated on July 6th.
I think so, 7th or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but they changed their mind before the holiday, so it was
Right.
July 1st or something. Yeah, and they haven't put out a date yet as to when they might try to reinstate that again. But
It seemed like that was just kind of a trial balloon to see how it would go over,
yeah,
and the uproar kind of quashed that. But I don't think they've given up on that.
yeah, it seems like they're going to try that again at some point. And That's why we got to keep watching them. We got to
Exactly.
keep an eye on those
Exactly.
guys. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that petition is still out there, of course, and that's on our information sharing page on Facebook. Um, and there's also a link to it on our COVID resources page on the locals website. Um, so that petition is still there because it still could happen. They don't have a date now, but you can still sign that petition. It's very easy. Um, I don't know if you guys have seen some of these petitions and letter writing campaigns go out on something called the Action Network, which is sort of
I
like
have
a
seen that. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of like a union version of like Facebook or something like that. You can do petitions and letter writing campaigns really easy. So when you see that Action Network thing, that usually means it's going to be really easy to do and fast, and it's being put out there by the right people, which is the
Yeah.
unions.
It's legitimate. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we're seeing a lot of that. Um, yeah. Speaking of that, geez, what else? There's also the petition, about the Heroes Act that goes through that. Did we mention that already? About the next step in after the CARES
Yeah.
Act. Yeah, that also has a petition that you can sign. That's on all of our feeds. So yeah, make sure you do that. It's really fast. I mean, it's just so easy to do. So yeah,
And
don't
really important.
yeah, really important right now. I mean, for everybody, it's not just musicians or not even just people on unemployment. That's has programs,
Right.
for everybody. So that are needed. Um, yeah. So, what about the news about the schools reopening? I mean, God bless folks that have kids in school right now. Because there's so much news about that. It's not necessarily related to unemployment, but it's related to childcare, which for some people is a huge, huge deal as far as when they can work. Um,
Well, did you see the numbers for the amount of children that have come down with the virus?
I haven't seen those
It's
numbers. Yeah.
I saw it last night on the mayor's Facebook feed.
Oh wow.
It's it's extreme. It's like 600 cases or something.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So you can't really. I don't know how they're gonna put that many kids in a room and isolate them properly and social distance. I just don't know. I mean, it's not to mention the teachers that will potentially be exposed to something.
Yeah.
Well, my understanding is that a lot of the teachers' unions are really opposing at least a wide opening of schools.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they're advocating for greater security, greater risk aversion, greater management of the schools so that the risk isn't as dominant for them and for the people who are working at the schools also. So.
Yeah. And that's always the ironic thing is that the teachers really are the experts. I mean, they're the ones that know what happens in classrooms and are the
Sure.
best people to predict what will happen in classrooms. And it's the same thing we've had with other issues during this pandemic. We have a different set of regulations at the city level and a different set of regulations at the state level.
State level, yeah.
And then the CDC, the national CDC has their plan, and then the national government is sort of speaking out against that plan, and so it's just a mess. And
Well, it is because they have the statistics down to riding on the bus.
Mm, yeah, even just riding on the bus is a concern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll continue to watch that issue, and but the teachers unions, we do our heart goes out to you, and
Oh yeah, we appreciate you.
we have solidarity with those unions too. So let's keep on moving down. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I'm sure most everybody has seen this, but just in case not, there was a City of Austin Utilities email that went out
Oh yes.
describing emergency financial assistance with your utility bill.
Hmm.
And it says apply for emergency financial assistance at austinbillhelp.com. austinbillhelp.com.
austinbillhelp.com.
Yeah, and there's also a phone number for this, 512-765-9721. And there's also an email address, billhelp. The email address is billhelp, BILLHELP, at austinenergy.com. And I looked through the guidelines this morning, and it looks like if you're making a moderate amount of income and you're a City of Austin Energy residential customer, you probably can get some kind of money for this.
Yeah. Well,
and it's ongoing. It's ongoing assistance. It's not like the Sun Radio Recharge, which is a one-time utility bill assistance. And we also probably mentioned that too, because that's $200 that you can use. It's just a one-time thing.
I'm typing these into the chat right now on our live stream.
Yeah,
that was the Sun Radio Recharge.
Recharge, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like you're saying, that's a one-time grant. That's a good point. Yeah, but it all helps, and
it certainly does.
This is the time of year we use our utilities a lot to stay cool in the house. So, and we're spending more time in the house than we ever have, especially us musicians. Holy cow! Never spent so many nights at home. Have you guys?
In this corner.
Man.
That's why I had to go outside earlier. I just need to see something besides me in this corner.
Yeah. Oh man, my family's about to throw me out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, let's talk about. We also put on our Facebook page an article. It's an article from Forbes that explains the economic injury disaster loan, EIDL loan program that I think we've talked about before, but it's from the Small Business Administration, and they give you a grant right away. That is a grant. It's not, it's not. You don't have to repay it, and then you can borrow money at a very low interest rate to keep your business going. And at first the grant was like $10,000 per business, but then they changed it, and it's $1,000 per employee for small businesses like ours. But even so, as a individual sole proprietor, you can get that $1,000 pretty quickly, and you have the opportunity to borrow that money if you want. It's like a 30-year term at 2.75 interest. So, if you needed money to to start something up or to adapt somehow, I suppose you could do it. But you can also just do it and get the grant and then refuse the loan. That's what a lot of folks are doing. Have you guys heard of people doing this recently?
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
I know people, one individual and one organization that have accomplished that have secured the grant and done the loan.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Right on. Yeah, I know some folks that have done the process and then just took the grant and refused the loan. But you can do it either way. It's your choice. Of course, what you qualify for as far as the loan depends on your application. They tell you that before you get there. But the cases I've seen, it was quite a lot of money actually that you could borrow. But it's up to you whether or not that's a good idea for you. So yeah. All right, let's keep going down the list here.
I did have one other little tiny bit of news about TWC.
Please, yeah.
A friend of mine missed his day.
Oh yeah, that happened to me too. I missed my day.
Yeah,
Go.
and he, I helped him out and got him connected with somebody who said, "Oh well, for example, if your day is Thursday, I'm sorry, if your day is Sunday, you can actually wait until the following Thursday and still submit your payment request."
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's a good
just make
point.
sure that everybody knew that. I didn't
I
know.
did not know that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, the
So
nuances of that
you're not
system.
considered out of cycle if you do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're not, all is not lost if you sleep in and miss your payment request day.
Yeah, yeah. The same thing happened to me. It slipped my mind because I was, we're helping all kinds of people with these things and these deadlines, and yeah, it's same thing. So it's like Thursday through Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Anybody
Yeah.
can
But
request.
it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday after you've missed your payment.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Not before. They won't let you do it before. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And all these little nuances to the system, yeah, are very very strange. There's kind of a lot to learn, but it goes back to our core piece of advice is that don't give up.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. Holy cow. That's good to know, Mark. Thank you for bringing that up. And that's yeah. I have talked to folks that have kind of run into that, and it feels a little awkward, but they just ask you about the same weeks. It's the same weeks that you would have reported on the day that you're assigned to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just keep reporting and keep. Well, it's really they call it a payment request. So keep requesting, but you're really
Right.
reporting. What income you have, and if you don't get it one week, that's okay. You probably can get it the next week. If it's
So like you said, stay in the system.
yeah, stay in the system. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, indeed. So, all right. Well, let's see if we have any live questions here in the chat room here. No, I don't see any there. And I don't see any on our page. So that's good. Yeah. Yeah, and that's about all the new news on there. But yeah, please, if you're watching this, please respond to those all those petitions and letter writing campaigns, because we got to let folks know, in the TWC, but also in the federal government, that
Right.
our eyes are on them, and
It matters.
it matters a lot, not just to our profession, everybody. So, yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to wrap it up. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to bring up in there?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Cool.
Just
Yeah.
like
Well,
you said, just stay in that system. Don't accept no for an answer.
yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And Mark, we'll get those links that you had up on our different sources
Yeah.
as well. And yeah. So all right. Well, yeah. So if you're in the music business, stay in the music business and don't give up.
Don't give up.
We will
We
see
need
you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.